After catching his breath for a minute, he listened, trying to detect the heart-rending howl of the Dark Ones. The botanical gardens were not far from here, and Artyom couldn't understand why these beasts had not reached their station along the surface before now. Everything was quiet, but somewhere in the distance wild dogs howled sadly. Artyom didn't want to run into them. If they'd managed to survive on the surface all these years, something must have distinguished them from the dogs the metro residents kept. Moving a little further away from the entrance to the station, he discovered something strange. A shallow, crudely dug trench encircled the pavilion. A stagnant, dark liquid filled it, as if it were a tiny moat. Jumping the trench, Artyom approached one of the kiosks and looked inside. It was completely empty. On the floor was broken glass. Everything else had been taken. He investigated several other kiosks until he stumbled onto one which promised to be more interesting than the others. Outwardly, it resembled a tiny fortress. It was a cube welded from thick sheets of iron with a tiny window made of plate glass. A sign over the window read, "Currency Exchange." The door was secured with an unusual lock. It wasn't opened with a key, but with the correct digital combination. Approaching the little window, Artyom tried to open it, but he couldn't. He noticed some faded handwriting on the windowsill. Forgetting the danger, Artyom turned on his flashlight. It looked as if whoever had written it had been left-handed, but he was able to read the uneven letters. It said, "Bury me the human way, code 767. And as soon as he understood what it might mean, an angry chirr was heard overhead. Artyom recognized the sound right away. The flying monsters above Kaninsky had cried exactly like that. He hastily put out the flashlight, but was too late. He heard the call again, directly above him. Artyom desperately looked around, searching for somewhere to hide. He decided to try the numbers written on the windowsill, pressing the buttons with the digits in their necessary sequence. He pulled the handle toward him. He'd been right. A dull click was heard inside the lock, and the door gave with difficulty, creaking on its rusty hinges. Artyom wriggled inside, locked himself in, and again turned on his light. In a corner, resting with its back to the wall, sat the shriveled mummy of a woman. It was squeezing a thick felt-tipped pen in one hand and in the other a plastic bottle. The walls were covered with neat female handwriting from top to bottom. An empty tin of pills, bright chocolate wrappers and soda cans lay on the floor, and in a corner stood a half-open safe. Artyom wasn't afraid of the corpse. He felt only pity for the unknown girl. For some reason he was sure that it was a girl. The cry of the flying beast was heard once more, and then a powerful blow on the roof shook the kiosk.